Well, hey there, boys and girls, kids and campers. Welcome. I'm digging around here for something that I'm looking for, so forgive me. And I apologize for the noise, but it is raining like a mad dog outside. And I, of course, am still in the van. Um, so you are watching. Hey, plugs, welcome. You're watching KCMD live with KCMD Wednesday night. Um, Plugs, I think you're the only one here. Hopefully, we get a few more people in tonight. I'm sure that eventually people will mosey in. I try to be, I try to be as close to on schedule as I can. Oh, this is killing me. It's so freaking heavy. Um, yep, it is raining here. Yeah, the notices will go out for sure that I have gone live. Um, I always seem to start off a little bit slow on attendance when I do my live stream at night. Um, the the coffee with cancer seems to be doing really well, and um, it's pretty normal for me to see 15 or 20 people during a coffee with cancer stream, which makes me happy. It means that at least somebody is interested in what I'm talking about. Hang on one second. I'm going to get up and turn on the air conditioner, try to dry it out a little bit. Well, I'm telling you what, you guys, I'm going to be so happy to have that school bus up north. Um, I love the little air conditioner here in the back window, excepting that I can't seem to get it to seal up, and when it rains inside the van, but just at the back door. Um, so I'm constantly stuffing towels in at the back door to catch the rain that's coming through, so that I don't flood out. That should help. I hope that should help. Yeah, that'll do it. There's a there's a technique. There's a technique to there's a technique to catch the rain as it's coming in. Let me just see here. Mark Davis won't be able to come in tonight. He was going to come in and show us some of the cool stuff he's been finding, but he cannot because um, he's driving his wife back from doctor's appointments up in Rochester. So maybe next week we'll have a visit with Mark Davis so he can show off some of the cool stuff he's been finding. Um, hey, J-Man Metal Sharks, welcome. Happy to have you here. Um, Uh, we're just I don't have a topic. You know, I was supposed to have a topic for the show tonight, but I can never think of a topic specifically. So, hey, Lane, how are you, buddy? Now that guy has been finding some cool stuff out there in Louisiana. Um, Makes me want to punch him right in the throat. I mean that in the nicest possible way, Lane. Um, Lane got an 1854 O dime and and a 1900 barber dime this week. Tell you what, he's on some great ground up there in the plantation lands of Louisiana, finding some cool stuff. Yeah, I know I'm funny. I can't help it, man. I'm not just funny, but I'm funny looking too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, oh, I'm sorry. It was a Liberty seated quarter, 1854. Oh, Liberty seated quarter, and a 1900 barber dime. Yeah, that lucky dog. I tell you what. Um, uh, my oldest seated was a 1877 seated quarter. And to be honest, I don't even know if there's a mint mark on the damn thing. I didn't look at it that close. It's been shot with a pistol musket shot on it. So I don't. Oh, there it is. I don't even know if there's a mint mark on the darn thing, or even if it would be visible because it's been shot. No, I don't think it's got a mint mark on it, but it's an 1877. It's in really wretched condition. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You see that little dimple there? That's from the bullet that hit it. And I got this at I dug this up at a house that was part of the Underground Railroad in Alabama. And the story that goes with this coin is that there was a slave trying to escape. He was shot 12 times in the at the driveway, and this was most likely in his pocket. We have a visit from Mr. Lane. Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'm trying to get, there we go. I was trying to,
I can see you.
let's see. I can't hear me.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can't hear me.
I can hear you. Turn up the volume on your phone. Try
I get to go anywhere.
Try turning up the volume on your phone.
I did.
Oh.
It's up all the way.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you need to turn up your hearing aid?
I'm not wearing it.
You're not wearing it. That's what the problem is. That's what the whole problem is, man. You were wearing your hearing aid.
Yeah, I forgot to wear it. So how are y'all doing?
I'm I'm doing really good. Um, Lane, Plugs for Days says, "Hey Eileen, you don't need to hear yourself. I need to do hear yourself. I need to do is able to hear Dennis." I think he's using that text to voice thing.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
Good evening, Emerald City Diggers. Welcome to the show. Holy moly, he called you Eileen. That's really bad. Are you? Did you go out?
I guess everybody's
Did you
mad
go
because
out?
I'm finding all the silver.
That's it. That's it. Did you get out and dig today?
Yeah, I went out for a little while and I seen an alligator swimming by a couple rows over, so I decided I needed to pack it in for a couple of days.
Oh my God!
We
You need to
we
find
we
your.
got a 4-inch rain a couple of nights ago.
Wow! Wow! What you need to do there, Lane,
Yeah.
is find you a big old mortar and throw it at the alligator.
Oh no, I just get my 22 out of my truck and shoot him in the head. You know, it's a special place you shoot them, put them down.
If you can hit that special place, otherwise you just piss him off.
Oh no! I got a scope. I can tell where it's at.
Oh, okay.
I've been wanting to go somewhere else metal detect, like South Louisiana or something. Every time we plan a trip to go, it rains.
Oh, no kidding.
No
You
kidding.
were saying
We were going to
you were,
go this weekend and it rained, so we're not going to make it.
you were saying you wanted to go down to Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah, I'm wanting to go down into Four Roads area down there. I mean, that's where all the old house places is, where all the cat bus dimes and all the cobs are at, or down South Louisiana.
Gotcha. I don't know. I think where you're at, you've got a lot of old homes and a lot of old stuff coming up. A
Well,
lot of
yeah, it's a lot of old places here.
yeah. I'll trade you for a week. I'll let you come hunt Florida, and I'll go up and hunt your Louisiana. How about that?
Yeah, it'd be good. As long as I don't have to hit her with the sharks, everything will be fine.
Well, you can't get in the water here, so you don't have to worry about that. State
All
of
right.
Florida, I'm on the Treasure Coast, and you're not allowed to get in the water on the Treasure Coast. It's a federal offense. If they catch you in the water
Oh,
with a
wow.
metal detector, you go to federal prison. It's horrible. Hey, Mark Lewis, welcome. Um, I was talking with Plugs earlier about the idea of an auction and maybe trying to sell some stuff, and he said that might work and it might not. It might not be able to really get what the coins are worth. I'm trying to sell them on my YouTube
Right.
channel. And
Well, I
then
can tell you right now, do not sell your KG4.
don't sell my KG4. You've said that a couple of times. You seem pretty
Not
serious
sell.
about it.
Do not sell your KG4.
Not sell the KG4. This is the KG4, by the way, that we're talking about. This
Very
is a
rare coin.
King James the Fourth, 1821. This coin was only made for 2 years, 1821 and 1822. It's not in what I would consider the best of condition, but it's a super rare coin. This was my oldest coin last year and my biggest silver coin. I was so happy to get that. Um, and then the other, I was just when I was talking to Plugs, I was on the phone with, I just been on the phone with Heritage Auctions regarding um, regarding a token that I dug up, and I've been trying to find out some information on this token as far as value and whatnot. I know when it was made. It was made in 1864, and I know that because it's a George B. McClellan.
USTokenCatalog.com.
It's a McClellan for President token, and McClellan only ran for president once. He was he ran against Lincoln for Lincoln's second term, so 1864. So it's right there during the Civil War. So on the front, it's George, and I've learned that this is known as a ferriotype. The portrait of George McClellan was created by a tintype photo, and it's an actual portrait of McClellan. And on the back is a wreath with a star and rays. And this particular token I have not seen. Now there was a token recently sold, 2009, I believe, a George B. McClellan for President token that sold through Heritage Auctions for an excess of $8,000. I don't know if this token is going to be worth that, but I don't want to put it up on a YouTube auction and sell it for $50 and then find out later that it's worth $5 or $6 or $7 or $10,000, because then I'll have to cry. So I've sent.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. I've sent off some pictures to Heritage Auctions, and they're gonna look at it, and they're gonna try to do some research on it, and maybe they'll find something more than I did, and then also be able to tell me what this token is valued at. So I just don't know that an auction is really gonna do me any good here. I was and again I was talking with Plugs, and he said, if you had T-shirts that said KCMD, you could offer to give away a T-shirt for every donation. But I don't have T-shirts, and I don't have money to buy T-shirts, so I'm in a catch-22. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for this trip back north. And so far I haven't come up with an answer yet. Hey there, Mark Lewis. Thank you.
I told you how to do that.
You did? I don't remember.
Yeah, I took all my scrap brass and went and sold it that I had saved for a year, and it was several $100s.
Well, I sold my scrap brass last year, and I haven't done any digging here in Florida.
Okay.
So I don't. The only scrap I have right now is lead, and I don't think it's $100 worth of lead. So
no, it take a lot of lead, because lead's only about 7 cents a pound.
Yeah. I probably have 100 pounds of lead, but I don't think that's gonna. We got to give me a half a tank of gas, Hey there, Practical Ken and Felipe Drone Bandit and Golden Silver Hunter. The Golden Silver Hunter, he's up in Auburn, New York. He's up in my neighborhood, sort of. He's about 30 miles from where I camp in New York State, and I'm hoping that we can get together this summer and do a little metal detecting together. there's definitely some history up there.
Really, not again.
Not again? Is it raining?
I'm in my truck. No, I'm in my truck and I'm sitting at the AA meeting, and I'm across the road from the church that I go to, the Pentecostal Church of Alexandria, and the police come sets in front of me on the parking lot. Like, what did I do?
We know what you are now. Oh, it's Lane the Stalker. Holy cow. Wow. Don't let the police see you, man.
No,
They'll be all over it.
Yeah, I have a AA meeting in about 30 minutes.
Okay. All right. Now, here in Florida, if you're out with a metal detector, the police are likely to show up with their guns out and their dogs going. And last year I was out here on a private property, and the neighbor called the police, and she said, "There's a man in the neighbor's front yard with an AK-47. You better come get him." So I had the AK-47 metal detector, baby. Yes, sir. They came with their guns drawn and let the dog out. I'm going, holy shit, don't shoot me. Don't let that dog bite me. There's no AK-47, and if there is, it's not loaded. Yeah. So
the only thing that saved me from the dog here was they were going to put the dog out because I was in a rich man's yard metal detecting at one of the plantations, and they threw the dog out on me, and they had bought the dog from me, but the officer that had him didn't know that. And the dog ran up and I hollered, "Sit down," real loud, and he sat down. And then the cop decided he was in trouble.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. I didn't try to yell at the dog because he looks scary as hell. I don't, dogs, German Shepherds scare me. When I was a kid riding my bicycle down the road in my thong, them German Shepherds would always come out and bite my leg. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because of the thong.
My dog at home is a Great Pyrenees. And don't know if you've ever seen one or not, but they're not little dogs.
I've heard of them.
I think Heidi weighs about 160 pounds.
Wow, that's a big dog.
She's big.
Maybe I won't come visit you.
She's nice.
I'll have to
She's
bring
nice.
I'm trying to get a pug. I really want a pug. So if I get a pug, I'll bring my pug named Killer with me, and Killer will protect me.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've seen those big dogs cower when they see a little dog. That might be my only option.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the depressed camping up there near you, and there's a couple of places I can get in and park for. I can park for 14 days, and there's a couple of spots there, 15 or 20 miles from Alexandria, that I would definitely be interested in coming up there and doing some hunting with you. End of the
there's plenty of places to hunt.
Yeah. Do you guys have any laws against metal detecting? Specifically,
don't metal detect on the levee.
On the levee, okay.
If you do, the Corps of Engineers will lock you up in federal prison.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, all right. I won't
no kidding. You cannot metal. And the only reason why I know is because they caught me metal detecting on the levee, and they gave me a warning.
Oh, okay. All right. What about do you guys? Are you able to do sidewalk easements and things like that, or?
No, not. It's not a good idea in this town. I'll tell you why. Because the city does not maintain the sidewalk. Whoever owns the building maintains the sidewalk, so it's not a good idea here.
Okay.
Now there are some streets that have that. It's like that medium with the trees on it in between the lanes.
Yeah.
Now you can go metal detect on them without people messing with you.
Okay. All right. All right.
And there's a lot of different parks here. And now you go to the park, you have to read the sign outside because we got 2 parks that says no metal detectors.
Yep. Yep. What I've done in the past when traveling is when I come into a new town, if I see a park that has any interest to me, I call the Parks and Recreation Department in that town, and I ask for permission before I ever pull my metal detector out.
Right. Well, here you would go to City Hall because see, every other state they have counties. We don't have counties. We have parishes, and so whichever parish you're in, you will go to the city police department of the city you're in and ask them for permission to metal detect the park.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, we do things a little different here.
Well, that's because you're from Louisiana. You're not really in the South, but you're kind of Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah. My plan is to, when I leave New York State at the end of the summer, I'm going to head towards Louisiana first, and then from Louisiana head back into Florida. And that way, if I go from here to Alexandria, it's 1,430 miles. If I go from here to New York State, it's 1,460 miles. So if I do it on my way back, if I come back down through and cut across to Louisiana, then I can hit a few other states on my way. And do some hunting along the way, and then leave Louisiana, come down through Alabama and Texas, and into the Panhandle, and maybe catch up with Digging It Back Charlie, and do a little hunting with him, and then this last year,
well, if you're going to be over in that area, you might want to try to find Kay Matheson and hunt with her over there, or else Craig Clemens. He's another good one to hunt with in Texas. Let's see. What's the other guy? Larry Cisna. You know that name?
What's the name?
Larry Cisna. Larry Cisna.
Don't know him either.
Okay, they put on big metal detecting shows. The guy who does Digging in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
It's that guy. And he actually lives in Texas.
Okay.
But I can tell you from personal experience, if you're going to try to dig in Texas during the summer, bring a jackhammer. The ground is so hard you'll break your shovel trying to dig.
I've got a great little mini pickaxe that I picked up when I was in Colorado, specifically for properties where you have to really work at getting through the ground. Yep. So
yeah, it's really tough digging over there during the summer.
Arkansas is the same way. By the end of the summer, the ground is harder than a popcorn fart. I mean, you need a jackhammer to get into it. Yeah. Hey there, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Well, Danny boy, welcome to the show. I've got my guest here, Lane Prater. Prater.
You got
Lane
somebody
Prater.
else because I hope you got somebody else, because whenever it's time for the meeting, I'm going in for my meeting.
Oh, somebody will pop up here. I'm not worried about it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And if they don't, that's okay. I'll just get out my thong.
Plug is still there somewhere, isn't he?
Plugs is in here. Yeah, he was driving home
Cool.
earlier, so he might be home by the time you and I are done. Danny Boy just came in, and Felipe is in, and Mark Lewis, and there's a few people here. So somebody will come up if they feel like it, and if not, like I say, I'll just get out the baby oil and put on the thong, and I'll have hordes of people here, or not. Yes, sir.
I see. I see one person's name is the Drone Bandit.
The Drone Bandit.
We do use drones here whenever we're out detecting to help us find the house places in the fields.
That's cool. I really would like to get a drone, but it's not in the budget. I think having a drone would be really cool.
I think mine was $99 from Walmart.
Are you serious? Oh,
yeah.
Was it like one of the little pocket ones, the small ones?
No, this is a big one. It's about as big as the hood of my truck.
Really?
Really? Really?
Did it come with the...
Hey, watch it. I'm on the phone.
I don't know what that was, but I don't think
one of my guys come out.
Did it come with a camera?
Yeah, it's one of my guys coming out of the building. No, I just tell them, hey, watch them out.
That's it. That's it. You go straighten them guys out. That's funny.
Yeah, well, usually they come out. They usually come out cussing in French, so you can't understand what they're saying. No way.
Let's see. Drone Bandit says drone flying is extremely restricted. It's getting difficult. The cops follow my drone a couple of times.
Yeah, you can't get within. I think here you can't get within 2 miles of the airport unless you have a permit.
Unless you have a permit. Yep, I remember when they were talking about making you have to have a limited pilot's license in order to have a drone or fly a drone. And you can't get near the airports, and there's a lot more restrictions on flying drones than when they first came out. And that's probably because some kid got a drone and took it down to the airport and flew it out there to see what would happen. And that's usually what happens.
Or we set it out in front of an airplane just to see what they would do.
Yeah. That's right. And they probably, put like a round shroud on it with twinkly lights on the outside so it looked like a UFO.
Right.
Yep.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. If I had one, I'd probably have already done that. So
wow.
So,
I'm gonna have to go soon. Mrs. Sugar Dumplings keeps coming out and looking at me.
Uh-oh. Sugar Dumplings is on her way. You better look out. Well, Wayne.
Well, considering that I'm Mr. Sugar Dumplings.
Well, yeah, you probably gotta.
So I think.
Wayne, I appreciate.
I'm fixing to leave y'all and head into meeting.
All right, man.
I will catch y'all just as soon as I can, but it's gonna be a few days.
All right, man. Be safe. Thanks for coming up.
Okay, you too.
Later, buddy.
Bye, everybody.
that was Lane Prater from up there near Alexandria, Louisiana. Um, that's right. Plug says he's still on the freeway, 10 miles an hour. Oh, you poor thing. Oh my God. I love your van. I want your van. I don't care about anything else, but I want your van. I think your van rocks. Um, uh, there we go. And Felipe says I got my pilot license. People that don't respect the rules are the ones that are making it difficult for everyone. Absolutely. That would be me, Dennis, with a drone and a thong. Oh yeah. All lathered up and sexy like. Oh yeah. Um and anybody who says anything bad about it, I'll fix you. Um I'm sitting here looking through some of the stuff I dug up last year, and this here, for those of you who love to dig up toy guns, let me tell you what, this is my best toy gun ever. This is a Federal Kilgore #1 cast iron cap gun from 1903. Hey, digging up the Carolinas, welcome to the show. I have been trying to find out what these things are valued at in intact condition, but everyone that I've located is a replica. It's not the real deal. It's something that somebody made after the fact. This would have held a roll of caps that went in here. This door would slide down. A roll of caps would have gone in. The hammer would have pulled back. It's a big, long hammer, and it would have smacked it up here, and the roll would have peeled out up off the top here. When I dug this up, I thought, it was all crusty and rusty, and I thought for sure I had a real gun until I started cleaning it up and then realized that, in fact, it's a cap gun. It's a pretty cool cap gun, though. So 1903, they made them out of cast iron. 1904, the Federal Kilgore #2 is cast aluminum. Very cool gun. I found this in Florida, as a matter of fact, in an old dump about waist deep in the ground. And it was a lot of fun doing the cleanup on it. Yeah. What's really going down? That's a good question. Hey there, road assistance guy and digging up the Carolinas. Welcome to the show. Practical Ken, thanks for coming by. We just had Lane Prater in here having a visit and talking about some of the issues he's having with metal detecting in Louisiana. They had a heavy rain, and they had a heavy rain yesterday, and there's about 4 foot of water flooding everything. He said he was going out to do some detecting, and he saw an alligator. He saw an alligator in the front yard that was not walking but floating, and he decided maybe today wasn't the day to go metal detecting. I got to tell you, he calls me up pretty regularly and talks about what he's been finding. He got an 1854 O Liberty seated quarter this week, and he got a 1900 Barber dime. He finds some of the coolest stuff up there in Louisiana. Lots of history there. I'm going to try to go up and visit with him at the end of the summer, after I've finished up with my metal detecting in New York State, and and after I finish whatever cancer treatments they're going to do for me up there. Um, and I don't expect to spend uh, the winter in New York State. I don't like the cold. I thought about it, um, just like I thought about it last year. I thought about staying up in New York State, but the fact is, I don't like the cold. I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to that, so uh, I probably won't stay for the winter. Um, I would like to go down to Louisiana at the end of the summer, spend a week or two down there, and head into Texas and spend a couple of days and maybe a week, and head into the Panhandle and see if I can catch up with Digging It Back Charlie. Um, Go down to the Crystal River along Scenic Highway 98, do a little bit of underwater metal detecting over in the Crystal River, and then uh, cut across the state and start my trek home. Um, Mark Davis is sending me pictures again. He got a really nice button. Let's see, fancy button, very nice. Let's see what's on the back there. Um, Got a flat button. It says rich color on the back of it. Show you that. And then on the front, got a little bit of fancy. Try to zoom that up a bit. A little bit of fancy on it. Little flat button. He's up there in New York State. Hey, Mark, I just showed your photo off. Welcome to the show, buddy. Um, yeah, roadside assistant guy, we are all waiting for the spring. Um, uh, waiting to um, Waiting to get back out and do some metal detecting. Um, what's going on there? I'm surprised we don't have Miss Cynthia in here tonight. She told me she was going to be here, but maybe she's got something going on up there um, in Georgia tonight. Hang on one second. I'm going to send a quick message. All right. I don't know. I just sent her a quick message to see if she's okay, Felipe. Um, yeah, exactly. Carolina's. I'm shocked she's not here. Um, you know, Felipe, it's never a good time to metal detect the site, the beaches. It's too damn hot here. Um, Although spring break is happening, and if the weather was a little bit nicer, I might consider going over to the beach. But it's been pretty wet, pretty rainy here the last few days. I don't know what you're getting over there in Orlando, but here we've had a rash and roll of thunderstorms, and um, and tornadoes the last week. So Digging the Carolina is going to do a giveaway, almost 500 subs. Congratulations, buddy. Um, my sub count has not increased in 5 months or 4.5 months. And I accredit that to I accredit the lack of new subscribers to the fact that I'm not doing any metal detecting, or I'm doing very little metal detecting here in Florida. Digging Up the Carolina says that's where I'm going, leaving at 3 a.m. to beat the traffic. We'll be with Rob from FL Thunder most of his time down here. So you're going to be, are you guys going to be primarily on the West Coast, or are you going to come over here to the East Coast of Florida? Carolina. Roadside Assistance says, I'm going to be buying a metal detector this year. Looking forward to all that stuff. Want to buy a bus to do a camper conversion so I can travel when I'm medically retired. Well, look here, Roadside Assistance guy, if you want a bus, look me up, because I have a bus and I will be selling it during the summer. I have a 38 passenger 40-foot schoolie that I will do a basic build on. I'm not going to get into it too much, but if you're looking for a bus, I have a school bus that I will be letting go of. Plugs for days, buddy. That doesn't look like a highway. That doesn't look like a highway.
Woods where I live, out in the mountains. Can you hear me?
Just barely. Here, let me turn your mic up.
Hello.
Say something now. There you go.
How about
that's
now?
Better. That's way better.
I'm taking a short question.
Your signal is bouncy. Roadside guy, shoot me an email. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Shoot me an email. And when I get back up home, I can send you some pictures of the bus and what I've got. I can tell you this: it's a diesel 6000, GMC 6000. It's got 58,000 miles on it. It's most of the seats have already been removed. We took those out last year. Digging with the Carolinas, or Digging Up the Carolinas, this is also going to be metal detecting with Florida Metal Detecting. I don't know where he's located. I've heard the name, but I don't really know where he's at. If you're Digging Up the Carolinas, if you're down here on the East Coast during a weekend and would like to hit an early 1900s property with me, I have a full city block permission in Sebastian, Florida. But my agreement with the property owner is that I only metal detect there on the weekends because now it has two businesses that operate during the week. So the open field on the north side and the open field on the south side is where I've been metal detecting, and that property had three homes on it in the very early 1900s, 1902, 1903, 1910. And we found some really fantastic stuff out there. If you're going to be over on this side before the 1st of April and on a weekend, I'd be happy to meet up with you and take you out there and let you do a little metal detecting and let me know who's coming along with you so that I can make arrangements for that many people or more people. It's enough property. It's a full city block. In addition to those, in addition to that property, the property next to it, which is also a business, I have permission for that property as well. So reach out to me, send me an email, and maybe we can set something up to do some detecting together. Or you can come up here. I'm up in Vero now. When I first got here to Florida this year, I was in Grant Belcaria, which is north of me, north of where I'm not at now, about 45 miles. The last week or so, I've been down here in Vero Beach, Florida. And here's Mr. Plug's back. Maybe.
Yeah, it cut out.
There you are. Yeah, your signal was really bouncy. Look at that. He's got the legend. Wait a minute. Was that a thumbs down?
Hey, hold on.
All right. It's a 2 thumbs down. I caught your premiere, and you had the legend out. It was very noisy, and then you put it away and got your knocks out. That's never a good sign when you're reviewing a metal detector that you put the new metal detector away to get your old one back out.
Well, the thing is they're, you know, they're already starting to cut out. You gotta hold it. The screen locks up. It locks up, so you have to hold the power button for 30 seconds.
Dude, that sucks.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, and I'll just say this. I don't know if I like it yet. I don't like it, but I don't know if I'm going to give it enough time to like it.
Gotcha.
Everybody says, hey, you got to give it time before you can say you don't like it or it's a shitty machine. But the thing is I'm also saying, hey, these people saying it's a good machine, you need to give it some time to say it's a good machine. Don't be out there just bragging that it's a good machine. I know,
Right.
So
right.
I don't like the feel. It's heavy. It's heavy. But I don't know. I don't like the sounds of it. It's too damn noisy.
Yeah.
And besides, it's like going, I got a quality machine and I'm downgrading. I don't know. I don't want to be talking negative about it. I don't like it. I'll just leave it there.
Well,
I'm not a.
I think if you're going to do a review on a machine, you have to be honest about it, no matter how ugly it might be. In the short period of time that I was watching you out with your legend at your local park, honestly, the noise that thing makes constantly, that chatter, was enough to make me go nuts. And I wasn't actually there; I was just watching it on TV.
I'm the type that if I don't know, I was being cool. I'm kind of hot-headed. If I don't like something, I'll just smash it. But I'm like, oh, I could probably sell it for. I'm gonna let my grandson use it. I'll let him.
Yeah,
get
there you go.
off.
There you go, man. Don't smash it. I mean, did you get it with a warranty?
Oh, I don't know. I just paid $635 for it, and I'm sure it comes with a warranty. I got whatever it comes with. Let's put it that way.
If I was really unhappy with a metal detector and I just bought it, I might consider returning it for a full refund, and
Yeah,
go buy something else. I've heard a couple of reviews on the Legend, um, and they haven't been very positive. A lot of
yeah.
problems with that particular machine. Um, Either they didn't work out all the glitches before they sold it, or they planned to work it out somewhere along the way. Um, Johnny Boy says, "Yeah, send it back, man."
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take every time I go hunting. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I'll give it a
Yeah,
little bit of time. There's these updates, and I wanted to make a video, but I probably get in trouble. Or it's. But anyways, I'll just tell you what the video is going to be. Is making a video saying, Dillick, do you even metal detect, bro? Do you even
yeah,
metal detect, bro? Or are you just telling us what you're told to be telling us? You know.
yeah. Like it's a
Have,
sales
but
pitch,
any.
you know.
Yeah, just
Um,
telling us. Who
yeah,
knows? All,
yeah, for
all I know
sure.
is I'm going to recommend anybody getting this. If you got 600 or 700 bucks, get the Equinox 600. It shits on the Legend.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Roadside Guy says, I hear all these names of metal detectors that aren't commonly talked about on here. So, what about the Garrett and all the other commonly good and high end detectors? Um, well, let me say this, Roadside Guy. I use the MindLab Equinox 800. Um, Plugs, we're just talking about the Equinox 600. The 600's what, about $600 or $700. The 800 will do, has a gold mode in it. I wanted something with a gold mode. Um, I don't know much about the Garrett. I don't own a Garrett. Mark Davis has a Garrett Ace 400, and he says he loves it. Um,
Garrett's are
my
good. I had a Garrett. Garrett's are excellent machines. Had a Garrett Ace 350 or 375, whatever it is, and a Garrett AT Pro. Those are great machines. Turn on and go. Turn on and go.
Yeah, yeah. Johnny Boy says I like the Simplex, but I will tell you, um, I will take out the Vanquish or the Knox over it, even though I know the Simplex loves silver and has an awesome separation and recovery. I'll tell you what, Johnny, I had that Simplex Plus last summer and I absolutely hated it. I bought it so that my niece and nephew had something to play with for a couple of weeks while I was in New York. As soon as they were done playing with it, I sold the damn thing. Um, the Vanquish 540 is again a MindLab machine, and I just bought one of those. I love it. It's exactly the same as the Knox, same programming, um, and I find it very easy to
But
use. I bought that machine so that, again, when I get up north, the kids I'm out with will have a metal detector to use.
yeah, my
Mark
buddy had
David,
the sim.
go ahead.
My buddy had the Simplex over and over and over. He's had it for a while, and he kept. We would go hunting together, and he was like, you know, he was seeing what I'm pulling up. Same spot. We're digging the same spot. and I'd go over the same spot and this and that, and next thing you know, he's like, "What the hell?" And he was using the Simplex, and I had the Equinox. Well, he ordered the Equinox used from somebody in New York, I believe, the Equinox 600. Well, when he got it, he pulled it and showed it to me. I said, "Dude, this is an Equinox 800," and he only paid like $550 for it, but he loves it. He can't believe that he was using the Simplex, but you know, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I would say this. It's not so much the machine as it is the time that you spend with that machine,
Yep.
to determine if you really enjoy it or not. I didn't keep the Simplex long enough to make an honest review on it because my initial impression was, like on your Legend, um, if you extend the fiber shaft too much, it becomes wobbly, and if you push it in to
Yep.
where it's stable, it's too damn short.
It's too
And that
short.
was
Yep.
that was the first thing that I picked up on the Simplex, and I hated it. Now I just got
Yep.
this Vanquish 540. It has that same quick lock mechanism like the Simplex has, excepting that I can extend it out to where it's comfortable, and it's stable. It's solid, and I really do like it. Um, Drone Bandit says, I got an 800 and learned over time to love it. Now I got two, and it's the one for me. After I read Metal Detecting for Dummies, the 800 is my favorite. Well, there you go. I thought that the 800 was really very easy to understand and to learn.
Hey, Dennis, I just got home. I'm gonna.
All right, man.
I'll jump on the chat. I gotta go say hi to my wife. I just got home, so.
All right, man. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide you.
Oh yeah.
See you, buddy. um. Danny says the last time I took the Simplex out was right after it updated to the 2.78, and it spanked out 2 Pandora silver rings. Well, there you go. And maybe again, maybe I just didn't give the Simplex enough time. But my initial thought of the Simplex was that it really felt cheap. Because I'm tall. I like to extend my fiber rod way out, and if you do that on the Simplex, it becomes unstable. Hey, it's my brother from another cousin.
What's up, dude?
How you doing? Nice to see you in here, man. What's your impression? What would you say about what type of a machine would you suggest roadside assistance look at?
I'm a Knox 600 all the way. I've been using my Knox for year and a half right at now, and I'm metal detect at night approximately 8 hours a night for probably a year on that. So I've got many hours on it, and I don't think I'd ever use anything else. I've got two in the background, an old Whites and a dual field back there in the background back there. I will never pick them up again.
Yeah. I had the TDI, the White's TDI Beach Hunter, and while I think it was probably a good machine, it was way beyond my ability to understand how to set it, and I sold it. I traded that. I traded that in exchange for an Equinox 800, which, in my opinion, was a good buy or a good trade. I also had the White's V3i, and that machine was difficult, but I got to where I had it for a year. I got to where I knew how to use it. I created several programs on it, and when I sold it, it was still a great machine.
Now that's that you said it earlier. It's if you're used to the machine and you know your machine, you will swear by your machine because you know it. I mean that's just almost any machine, but you know, I just
Yeah,
I'm special. I didn't need the gold mold for the 800, so that's why I went cheap, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't regret it not one bit.
yeah, yeah. Now I have a gold mine in
Hey,
Colorado, so
bugs.
I thought I'll get the gold mode, and if I get back up to my gold mine, I would really love to test it out there. Now I tested it out here, air testing,
Yeah.
with a couple of the small gold nuggets that I got when I was at the gold mine, and it will read a 1 gram nugget.
Now,
Um,
what are your thoughts on the gold mode at like the beach?
Again, I don't know.
Does the gold mode take out everything else but gold, or is it just pick
The
up gold
only
better?
thing it picks up is gold. That's it. And for recovery purposes, I used it in New York State to recover a gold ring, and I put it in the gold mode, and when it hit, and it's the only thing it reads is gold. So for that aspect, I
That might be a
freaking love
thought
it.
because I never thought about that. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But you still
Um,
pass up a lot of silver and everything else. But
you
some
pass up
people
a
go
lot
out
of
there,
stuff. So
that's all they want is the gold. You know.
right now, myself, when I'm running the gold mode, I'm looking for the guy's ring. I find his ring. I get permission to continue metal detecting the yard. I take it out of the gold mode and I go looking for the silver. You know, and you can do that. So, um, for me, it's the machine. For me, I love the 800.
Let me see if I can pull it.
Um, and like I say, I recently got the Vanquish 540 as my second machine, something that I can hand off to a young person and say, "Here, go out, metal detect, see what you can find." It is exactly the same program as the Knox 600. You can adjust the programs to customize them for your area, and it's a little bit less than the in cost than the Knox 600, and the coils are elliptical, um, and the pinpoint is right at the front of the coil. Let's see if I can pull one out here. If I can. I know
Yeah, I was
it's
looking
right
for a
here in
ring
the
that I
drawer.
found one time for a guy because I found this ring. And I told him, well, you got a bunch of change in your yard. And I was just looking for the ring. And after I found the ring for him, he's like, oh, you can come back and hunt my yard all you want.
So this is the coil for the Vanquish 540, the smaller coil, and it's an elliptical 6x8, and your pinpointer is right here on the front of the machine. When you
Well, that's
pinpoint your
basically where
target.
your Knox pinpointer is it
Yeah,
actually?
exactly.
At least
Um,
mine is.
the the coil is a little heavier than the Knox coils, but they're bigger. Because they're elliptical. My Knox 6 inch is 6 inch round,
I want a six
and
inch.
I love the 6 inch coil. It is my favorite. It's my go-to. When
I know
I'm
Tommy uses
starting,
his.
what's that?
Tommy uses the 6 inch a lot.
Yeah, yeah. When I start a property, I start that property with the 6 inch coil, and I hunt it for 2 or 3 months with the 6 inch coil, and then I go to the 11 inch stock. So I'm getting all the targets at 8 or 9 inches deep before I bring out the big coil or the bigger coil to look for those deeper signals.
Yeah.
Now, in saying that, at the church property last year, I had a very faint 9 on my 6 inch coil, and 21 inches down, I found a gold ring with the 6-inch coil, swing speed set at 2, in the Beach 2 mode.
Danny Boy just digging said, 6 cents is awesome in parks and sports fields. That's what I want one for. I use a bigger
Absolutely.
standard coil for the beach, because there's not a lot of targets and trash. But
Yeah,
I gotta have a 6-inch for the parks. They go, man. I go in the park with my big coil. It's I
yeah,
can't go
yeah.
crazy.
There's too many targets,
Yeah.
I have a hard time swinging the larger coil because I broke my elbow when I was a kid, and so the longer I run that big coil, the more my arm hurts,
Yeah.
and then my arm swells up, and then I'm I'm out for days trying to get the swelling and get the pain out of my elbow. Now this year I am going to try an elbow brace to see if that helps to support it. But
What? What do you? I heard something. Hold on. Didn't they have a sling that you can put around and hold the machine?
yeah,
I was wondering about
um,
something like that. Would that help you, or
it might.
I
The
just
sling goes. I think the sling goes over your neck and around your chest, like a side sling. Um, so that may be something that I have to look at if I'm going to use the larger coil. But again, the majority of the stuff I do with that 6-inch coil. Um, let's see. Oh, Danny Boy says the 540 12-inch coil I will use on the beach as the 11
yeah,
inch for the Knox.
usually
Yeah,
smaller in the fields. Yeah.
yeah. I've only used that 540 once. I took it out this past week in a park. I had just gotten it. I charged up the batteries, and I met up with Swamp Rat Nation. And before he arrived, I got out the 540. I swung it around for a little bit. I picked up, I think, $1.50 and change, um, and it rang up exactly like my Equinox.
See, that's the problem I have if I go to parks is I can't zero pinpoint exactly where they're at. Like on the beach, I can scoop 3 or 4 times with my scoop. Hey, I
Right?
got it.
Yeah,
Dirt.
yeah, yeah.
You got to get really close.
You got it. You got to get right on it, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty close at digging a very small plug, even if I have the 11-inch coil on, because the pinpoint is where you're digging your
Right.
plug. And I haven't hit any rings, and I haven't hit a coin in 2 years. When I first started with the V3i, man, I was punching into coins left and right.
Danny Boy, does a Banquist machine have adjustable recovery speed?
Yes, it does.
Plugs is
Yes, it
asking.
does. Um, uh, I'm telling you, I love it. I love that. Uh, I love the Vanquish 540. Um, uh, it is basically a little less expensive Knox 600 is
Yeah.
what it is. Um, I bought the 540 Pro Pack from Tommy's friend Jeff, and I got it for $300. So about half the price of a new one.
Nuts
Um,
is here.
Nuts is here. Yep, and he brought Marty with him.
Yeah.
Welcome, Marty's Nuts. Happy to have you here. Um, I sent a message to Cynthia, but I haven't had a response, and she may be in some storms up there that is preventing her from getting online. We've been having this line of storms come through Florida
Yeah.
the last week that have just been insane. Um, so I was saying earlier, SWFL, I don't know if you had heard what I was talking about earlier, but I'm trying to figure out a way I can raise a little bit of money for myself to make my trip up north. And I was going to do an auction on the channel and sell some coins and such, but I don't know that that's a viable option for me, because I don't know that I'll get what I need to get
Yeah.
out of those coins. Roadside assistance suggested I set up a PayPal, and
I seen you saying that. I don't really know how to set that up because I don't
I've
have it
already
on
done
mine.
that.
Sweet.
He made that suggestion this morning. I set it up today, so I have a PayPal account, and if anybody wants to make a donation to me to help me with my trip home, it's on my email address.
Even
Um,
I don't know if you ever do. I don't do Facebook, but I know they have that GoFundMe page. You know.
I've thought about the GoFundMe. The problem with the GoFundMe page is if you're doing the GoFundMe for
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah. It looks
it
crooked.
doesn't work. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. Um, it's a lot of time spent to trying to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. So I took roadside assistance guy. His advice this morning was to do something where somebody could make a donation. So I set up a PayPal account where somebody can, if somebody wants to help me make my trip, you can send a donation to my email address through PayPal. You just log in, put in the PayPal address, send money to, and you send it as friends and family, and you don't have to pay any fees.
Yeah.
So it's that's what I've come up with. I was talking to Lane about maybe selling some coins, and I told him about my King James the Fourth silver crown, and he said his buddy, who's a collector, had never heard of any King James the Fourth silver coins. Well, the reason for that is they only made that coin for 2 years. It's the only silver that the King James, or I'm sorry, KG, King George, and he has an interest in buying that coin, but that coin has got significant value.
Yeah. And
It's
sentimental
not
value too.
Yeah, it's not something I can put up here and try to sell because I will never get what it's worth trying to sell it here.
Yeah.
It's a $4,000 coin. Yes, it is a KG4 1821. They made that coin 1821 and 1822. It's 28.28 grams of 925 sterling. It's a significant coin. So Lane's uh, metal detecting guy, dealer, is interested in making a purchase or making an offer. I'm certainly open to offers, but you know,
He's going
and
to
then
try
the
and make
other,
money off of it too, so he's going to
right,
go low.
right. Well, no, and he's not looking to resell it. He's looking for it for his personal collection.
Yeah.
The other coin I have isn't really a coin; it's a token that I've had some interest in, and that's the George B. McClellan for President campaign token. And while I have found some varieties of the campaign tokens, I haven't found this one. This one has a wreath on the back with a single star and rays coming off from it. I contacted Heritage Auctions, and they've asked me to send them some pictures, and they're going to try to do a quick appraisal of it. They had a similar, but not the same. The front was the same. The back was different. That sold at auction in 2003 for $8,000 plus. Stupid rare. So does that mean that mine is going to be stupid rare? I don't know. But
I'll text you.
uh,
Is that the coin, Dennis?
picture of the token of the coin. Let's see.
You said yes, Bugs. KG 1821, wasn't it? Did you say?
No, that's not the coin.
No.
No, that is not the coin. Look here, I'll show it to you, Bugs. That picture you texted me uh, is an American coin, a U.S. coin. My coin is a Britannia. King James or KG, King George the Fourth, KG4. Um, Britannia, and then on the back is on the bottom there is the date.
Is that a
I don't
horse?
know if you
Yeah,
got
there's a horse. Yeah.
It's a horse, and he's battling a dragon underneath him.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a badass coin. Um, so it's
Where'd you find
a
that?
pretty wild
Yeah.
coin. I found this in a cornfield. It was the first silver I found in
That's
New York
big silver
State.
too. Look at that. Put that up next to
Oh,
your
yeah.
eyeglass. Put it up over your eyeglasses. That's like wow. Okay.
Yeah, that is a big
Yeah.
big coin. Um, uh, it's silver dollar sized. It's actually it might be bigger than a Morgan. Um, so this
Cool.
was found in a cornfield. That mark across his face, that dark line across his face there, that's from
Yeah.
the disc. The plow disc kicked this thing up out of the ground, and if I go to my desktop here, this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like in the ground, guys. It was sitting on the surface in a cornfield.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Um,
How many
The
times have you been
same-
through that cornfield?
oh
Now.
my God, I can't even begin to tell you. I've been through that cornfield a bunch. Now, the same day I found this, just a few feet from it, I found my first Indian head penny, which was in 1907,
That's cool.
and then I found a Washington silver on all of them on the surface. Washington silver. I found a pair of croto bells. Those aren't like croto bells.
Crotobells, they went on the cows, right? The livestock.
No,
What
the
are they doing?
croto bell was a sleigh bell. The original sleigh bell, hooked onto your sleigh so that you could hear the sleigh coming.
So I was thinking animals, so you know what animals were.
Yeah,
That's what I get from being from Texas. So
those damn
we don't have sleighs there to jingle jangle. We put them on the animals.
And they put the croto bell on the sleigh in the wintertime so that when they were coming down the path, it would alert the wildlife to run away. So they weren't hitting deer or camels or whatever. I have what do I see in here? Mark Davis. Yeah, Mark found a humongous one. Oh my God, I just saw PA relic hunters just dug one up like Mark did. They're freaking ginormous. It's like that big.
Oh wow.
It's crazy how big it is. I don't know where I put my other. All of my finds boxes are under my bed, and I'm thinking the one with the croto bells from that field are way under the bed. Now down here, thank you, Plugs. I appreciate that. down here, was it 2 weeks ago? I got a bunch of these
Marbles.
shooter marbles out of the ground, man.
Now
They
you
came up.
find those when you're pulling coins out, right? You just happen to find
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I was digging up wheat pennies, and I found some really nice shooter marbles. These are probably from the 1920s, 1930s. They're really cool. I love finding marbles.
I lost my marbles.
I lost my marbles. I got
Oh,
5 shooters,
that's cool.
5 shooters out of one hole with about 7 wheat pennies.
Wow.
And then I got 4 small marbles as well. Um, and they've all got a name of, for the type of marble. Um, they're all glass. They're all blown glass. This style here, this last 3 that I've shown, with the crackle edge, this is from, they take the excess glass that's been clipped off, and they mash it all back together and make these
Cool.
marbles.
Hey, let me cut my video off real quick. I gotta go check my AC vents real quick.
All right,
I'll
man.
be right back. I'll be right back.
Yep. I'm gonna hide you on the screen. And then, of course, the smaller ones. This is a cat's eye, where the design is inside the glass. It's really cool. I love finding marbles. There's nothing better than finding a nice marble. And then some of the marbles are made with uranium glass, which is why they stopped making them out of glass, because kids were getting sick playing with their marbles. I lost my marbles. Oh my God. All of these marbles came out of the same hole, with about 7 or 8 wheat pennies this year here in Florida. This was my best marble hole ever. Let's see, that's 4, 5. So I got plugs. I got 9 marbles out of one hole, with the wheat pennies. Other than that, I found marbles out in the cornfields on the surface. What makes what one the best? The cat's eye. The cat's eye are the best marbles because the design is inside of the marble. It's clear glass on the outside, and the design is locked inside. It's very cool. Johnny Boy says he hasn't found a marble in a hole yet, only golf balls. So that's pretty funny. I'll tell you what makes it the best. This is the best of the marbles. All right, and it's the best because it's a cat's eye, and because this does not show it any justice. But the design is all locked inside of the marble, and it's clear glass on the outside. These are the more sought after, more valuable of the marbles. They're pretty damn cool to find too. I don't know if it's showing it to where you guys can see what I'm talking about, but the design is all locked inside. It's a swirl inside the marble. These are hand-blown glass marbles. And to me, I just think that's just cool as hell. Oh, Dennis is back. Hey, Dennis, welcome back.
Hey. Yep, got screwed by my AC guy.
Oh,
Last
no.
week, AC wasn't cooling right, so they came out, put some Freon in it, $369.
Yep.
About 3 days later, it's not cooling again. They come back out and say, "Oh, your evaporator coils up in the attic needs to be changed. That's another $100-some-odd for a service call there." And then today they say, "Oh, your coils are under warranty, but we got to put 7 pounds of Freon in at $90 a pound. Our labor, all said and done, I got $2,000 in this thing now, and I'm trying to make sure it still cools."
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah, and everybody's
Holy
up there freezing and snow, and I'm complaining about my AC.
That is, I'm going to tell you what. I've had this air conditioner, this Harrier air conditioner, sticking out of the back window of my van for 5 years, and it always blows cold.
I don't know if you see my son in the background. He was staying with us. When the AC wasn't working, he went down to, I don't know if it was one of them places, bought one of them indoor air conditioners that you bent the AC out the window, the heat out the window.
Yeah.
That thing cooled really well.
Yeah.
Not my room, but
Not your room.
But lucky last weekend we had a good cold front and it was nice and cool, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad.
I totally get it. Thank God I have an air conditioner that works, because if I didn't, I would die in this van, or I would die in the school bus, or I would just die. Yeah.
Like I say, I work outside all day long in the Florida heat, and if I come home, I want it cold.
Yeah.
Usually I'm sitting there in just a pair of shorts, no shirt. I put all my clothes on just to come for your stream.
Dude, I appreciate that, because otherwise I'd have to kick your ass out.
Yeah, I know. I'd hate to see you get excited, no.
Yeah, well, there's that too. I've considered on my next vehicle putting in a swamp cooler. Are you familiar with the swamp coolers?
No.
I saw them first in Arkansas.
I know the swamp rat, but no.
Yeah, swamp rat. That's a different kind of swamp. A swamp cooler is an air conditioner that sits on the top of your house, and it's using you're passing water through it, or you're pulling water out of the air, or something like that. It drains massive amounts of water, but you're blowing air across water that creates a cold breeze. It's known as a swamp cooler. And all of the houses in Arkansas use swamp coolers. They don't have air conditioners on the ground because there's so much humidity in the air that you can't ever get cool enough.
Now I relate that to like the misty fans,
Yeah, same idea. Yep. I don't know why they don't use swamp coolers down here in Florida, excepting, they have hurricanes here, and everybody's swamp cooler would wind up in the neighbor's house. Yeah.
I had something really weird happen to me too. I don't know if you ever had this issue. My GoPro, I've got an old one, and then somebody sent me a GoPro 5, and I was using this one, and I kept thinking, you say GoPro turn on, GoPro stop, and all that, and it turns on and off. Yeah. And I kept thinking that I kept messing up on it, because I kept losing video. And then yesterday, or earlier in the week, not yesterday, it wouldn't download. I had like 100 and something files on here. It wouldn't download. And I took the SD card out and put it in my old one. It wouldn't download, but my old SD card worked in both of them. But I could watch all my videos on this GoPro, so I knew they were there.
Yeah.
And I went and bought me a little SD card reader, and it pulled up all the files that I was missing that I thought didn't record because I messed up,
Really?
but they were stored and not downloading. I had almost like 200 files on that disk,
Holy
clips of
crap!
video. So I got so much magnet fishing videos now to put together that's unreal. But yeah, I don't
Wow.
know. I actually went and bought. It's right here, a little card reader, USB. Right here, you plug it in,
Yeah.
USB, and you plug your little reader thing, and up right here,
Plug
put
your
your
card
card in
in.
there, and it pulled up all these files that I thought that I messed up recording on. Like,
Okay.
but I don't know if they were glitched or what. But because always when I
I don't know.
download, it always tells me to delete the files, so I always delete the files, and they were
It
still there.
sounds when I had my GoPro 7, which was not voice activated, um, it would occasionally glitch. In the transfer from GoPro to my computer, it would occasionally glitch, and then it wouldn't download anything else. And the
That's
only way I could get it to work was to take the card out, take the battery out, put the battery back in, put the card back in, and reconnect it to the computer, and it would start to download again.
Yeah. Well, mine
Um,
wouldn't do that because I even put the SD card in my old GoPro, and it wouldn't read it off of it either. Did the same thing.
really?
It pulls up that quick, and I use GoPro Quick or whatever
Yeah, yeah.
and it wouldn't pop up the downloads thing. It just went to like old pictures, old videos, and stuff.
Huh,
But
that's pretty
once
weird.
I downloaded them all onto here, off of there, and cleared the card, I took
Yeah,
video and it saved and it downloads and works fine. I just wonder should I
maybe.
reformat that SD card? You know?
Yeah, yeah. And it could be that it just was confused or overloaded because you had so much information still on the card by taking the time to
Yeah.
physically remove everything, and then when you put it back in, if you reformatted it, did you reformat the card when you put it back in your?
Not yet, but it
I would
worked. That's
I would say reformat your card,
what I was
um,
thinking.
so that it gives it an opportunity to start clean and fresh. Oh my God! Look who's here! It's Cynthia. Holy moly! She survived, and she has arrived.
It's
Oh,
alive. We missed
cow.
you, Cynthia.
Everybody's been asking about you, Cynthia. They all love you, and they didn't know where you were. And I've been on for an hour and a half now, and so you're lucky I'm still here. Um,
He's usually only good for an hour.
yeah, and then I start to droop. But I took a good nap this afternoon, so I would be alive and alert and awake. And like my partner over here, Dennis, I put clothes
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I put clothes on before I came to the stream. Yeah, man. All right. So I didn't put any pants on though.
No, we don't want to look. Say, keep it up.
Look here, I can show you.
No,
Woo, woo,
no,
woo.
I don't close my eyes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's too funny. Um, we've had a few good hosts in here tonight. You've missed it, Cynthia. We had Lane Prater was here earlier. Plugs for Days came in for a while. And now, of course, we have my brother from another cousin, Mr.
Had that,
Dennis.
that roadside guy. What was his name?
Roadside assistance guy was in here asking some questions about what the best, what the different types of machines were, and pros and cons, and what we suggest and what we don't, and um, and on the lines of doing a fundraiser or an auction or something like that. Here's what I'm going to do if um, and I won't start it this week. I'll start it next week. If anybody wants to help me with my travel to New York State, I have a PayPal set up, and honestly, anything helps. You know, this van is so expensive to drive, it kills me. Um, I
Jeez.
get,
And if you get off, go watch the short that I just put out.
I,
Oh my God!
oh yeah, I'll
6 mile, brand new truck, 51 miles, 6 miles to the gallon.
wow, oh my God, that's really bad. Oh
Yeah.
crap. Okay, well, That's a little worse than my van, but not much.
Way worse than my truck.
Yeah. My van right now is getting between 7 and 10 miles to the gallon. Um, it's a big old 5.9 liter V10, and it just loves the gas.
This thing had a 6.2.
Wow.
Holds
Wow.
like a 40-gallon tank pickup truck.
That's pretty wild. Um, Going along with what Plugs was talking about, I would make this commitment if you're willing to wait. Um, I will have T-shirts made for KCMD and anybody that donates. I'll make sure I contact you, find out your shirt size, and I'll have a shirt sent to you from me to you.
Doesn't that kind of like defeat the purpose?
Yeah, well, but I won't be able to do it until after.
What if 100 people put it out? That's 100 T-shirts.
That could be a lot of money to cost me, but I have a friend up north that can print T-shirts for me. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get the T-shirt now. You would get it later. I don't want to just take money from people. I want to be able to give something back, and that's my thing. I expect it's going to cost me between $600 and $700 to drive home, just for the gas.
Yeah.
And this little bit of a build I had done in here, well, it was out of my budget, and unfortunately, it was not something I could tell the person to take a flying leap, because they were asking for money before I started, and they were asking money when they were done. And it's just the kind of guy I am. I gave them the money, but I won't ever have any work done again in this van because I can't afford it. It was the kind of thing where I said I had a budget, and the person that was offering to help me was offering to help me for free, and then free became something different. And so I'm happy I've got the cabinets. It does improve my space in here. I can now sit in a chair and do my live stream comfortably, as opposed to before when I had to squat on my toilet. And pray to God I didn't pull the screen down too far, because it could have been embarrassing for you guys. I wouldn't care, but there's a little more comfort in the van. There's more space, and certainly it's an advantage. But it really was out of my budget. That was money that was going to be used for the trip up north. I'm on a fixed income, and so
Yeah.
I just if I'm gonna do something, I want to be able to give something back to the people who are helping me out. And so I'm at this point, I'm not going to sell my coins, because, well, somebody would probably feel like they're getting ripped off, and it would probably be me. This young man is doing a lot of walking around back there.
He's about to piss me off.
I tell you, you need to get one of those green screens
That one right
shows
over there. I put it up and block him out.
You need to get one of those
That's
green
fun.
screens that makes him have a bikini on or something.
He said I need to get a green screen that makes you have a bikini on. Makes you have a bikini on. I know.
Yes, plugs. Well, Dr. Dennis. Yeah, man. Holy moly, you guys are
Toilet
riot.
talk with Dennis.
Toilet talk with Dennis. That's right. Come one, come all. Just leave your damn clothes on, man. That's all. and some of you definitely need to leave more clothes on than others, like Cynthia here, because when you get old, you start to wrinkle and sag.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're
Oh,
gonna
yeah, it's all Plugs' fault. I would have never thought of anything like that. So,
I can block him out.
I'm gonna throw Plugs right under the bus and run him over. Um, uh, you were showing off the guns you found. I got my gun out earlier today for the show. Did you see it earlier, Dennis?
No, you
No.
can't put a gun on live.
Yes, you can.
No, you
Look
can't.
here. Yes,
Don't
you
let
can.
them. I'm telling you. Don't. Oh, okay. I'm telling. I was gonna say.
That's it. That's my only gun. Um, Tommy was saying that if you find a gun magnet fishing, you don't have to turn it in the state of Florida.
Depends on where you're at.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I actually
was-
got a short, but I talked to one of the. It's actually the next neighboring city, 6 miles away. They're cop. They're talked to a policeman there, and he basically told me I don't have to turn it in because he goes like, "What else do you find?" You know, because I asked him, "Is there like a lost and found rule or something? If I turn one in, if it comes up clean, does it come back? You know, can I get it back after 6 months to a year or whatever?" But
Yeah.
the police force here in Cape Coral, where I live, they don't even try to find any. They don't run ballistics. They don't look for fingerprints. They just automatically destroy the gun and won't give it back.
Oh,
And
really?
so I asked the Fort Myers police, which is the neighboring city, you know, did I have to
Yeah.
turn it in? And he was telling me no. And I said, well, what happens if for some reason they come raid my house and I got this stolen gun in my house? And he
Right.
was telling me no, they have to prove that you knew it was stolen, you knew that it was whatever. You had to have intent. He was saying,
Okay.
and I said, but surely if I pulled it out of canal, I would think it was stolen. You know, I mean, like, and he said,
Yeah.
no, it's not the same. That.
Okay.
And he said, well, what do you do with the other stuff you pull out? I said, I take it to the scrapyard. And he goes, same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right.
now some other cop places in different Florida, I think like Daddy and Daughter and it's the Daddy and Daughter and Cole.
Daddy and daughter. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I just
I blew
watched
that
them.
name all to pieces, but Magnetic
Yeah.
Squash, they're up in like Jacksonville. I think they have to turn them in,
Right. Right.
Now,
Um.
the ones I turned in, the 357, I think I could have cleaned that up and actually used that one. And I
Wow.
thought that they can get some numbers off of it and stuff like that. So I turned them in. That was like my second or third one that I turned in. And that's when I found out from that guy that all they did was come in and run me and my son's license and make sure we wasn't wanted and then took the gun away.
Right. Right.
know,
Swamp Rat got a couple of guns here. This week, he sent me pictures. He pulled a part of a shotgun,
really?
and the police did not take that. He called the police. The police did not take that because there's not enough of it there, and it's old.
Well,
And he also got
shotgun for one, they can't get ballistics off of because there's no rifling.
okay.
What can they do? Trying to get fingerprints? Now, I've seen
Right.
rusty magnets. They had pulled up a AR-15 or something that was full of barnacles and everything else, and they're having to go to court now because that was a murder weapon, a double homicide or something of that nature, and they found prints and all that off of that gun. And
Wow.
I'm like, how could they do that? So some people actually look, but our police don't.
I thought the fingerprints deteriorated once it got in the water.
I would. The guns that
Yeah.
I pulled up were just no way they could do that, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Swampy also got this.
And did he get that this weekend with
Yeah.
Daddy and
Yeah.
Daughter? And
Yes.
all I seen was the video where he went swimming to get the magnet back.
Wait. He got this. He texted this to me on Tuesday. He found both of these on Tuesday on his
That
way
was
home.
Yesterday?
Tuesday.
Or last Tuesday?
Tuesday, just yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah.
And he said that the police came, they took the pistol, and they said that they're going to run the numbers on it, the serial numbers. If the serial numbers come back clean in 3 to 4 months, they'll return that gun to him.
See, mine, Cape Coral, where I'm at, they will not return it. I even asked them. They said no.
Okay, and he says it's a Walther Um, um, um,
I kept this one.
oh, dude, that's wild.
Looks like a
It's
little
just
38.
wild. Yeah, yeah, snub nose. It's one of those little cop killers. It's the boot gun. That's cool, man. Um, Digging up the Carolina, you asked if anybody's heard from Rob. I have not. I haven't heard from Rob since. Well, it's been a while. It's been a minute. Um, and I suspect I probably won't hear from Rob anytime soon. But uh,
That's the 357 that I turned in that I could have cleaned up.
wow, dude, that's awesome.
That was a Smith and Wesson.
That is cool. Um,
And
I
that's
got
why
a
it's hard for
magnet.
me. That's why it's hard for me to go back to metal detecting because I don't find guns on the beach. But you know, it's just something new, and I enjoy it because I find something different every time. It may be, like I said, I found satellite dishes, I found transmissions, I found
Yeah.
exhaust manifolds, I found safes, name it, I found it. And my son says you make a lot more money too.
Um,
Because I just went to the
Digging up the,
scrapyard last weekend and got $129 just for scrap.
no kidding.
Yeah, and I've done that like
That's crazy.
5 times or so.
Wow. Did you hear? I got a magnet.
Yeah. Swap Rat gave you one. I
Swampy,
heard him. Yeah.
yes. Swampy gave me a Rogue magnet. 1,400 pound pull.
Single sided.
Yeah, single sided. Yep. It's
Cool.
just the bottom side is super
Right.
magnetic.
I've got a Brute 1200 single sided that I got from Ohio River History that I won from his channel.
Oh,
That was my
cool.
very first magnet before I got mine in.
Okay.
And those are
He,
mainly good for like dipping straight down and stuff like that. But
yeah.
you can throw them. But the only problem with those, let me get a good example of something like say, here's your magnet's dipping down. When you pull it with a rope, it lifts up and
Right.
it misses a lot. But
Right. Right.
it's still good magnets. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can still pick
What
up all kinds of stuff.
what he told me was if I'm throwing it out and dragging it back, he said pull it a couple of times and let it go and let it drop
All that
down,
down. Yeah.
and then pull again and let it go and drop down. Otherwise, if you're pulling it, it's standing up on end in comparison to the
It'll help
ground,
them.
and it may not grab, it may not get a good hold on anything.
Right.
So, but for dropping it off a bridge and dipping it and pulling it up, um, definitely has a potential there. Um, I am going to have an opportunity during the summer to go to the Erie Canal. And there's a park right down the road from about 30 minutes away that has an old railroad trestle that goes out over the Erie Canal. The railroad trestle is no longer used, but I can go out there, and I want to go there and dip that magnet and see what I might find.
It's addicting. It's
Yeah,
addicting.
I found it to be even more relaxing than
Yes,
metal detecting, and I
it is.
love
It
metal
is. I do
detecting.
too. I used to
Yeah,
get. Like I say, I used to go out on the beach. I would go out like 9 o'clock at night, and I would hunt till just before daylight.
yeah,
All night long, and I loved it. I mean, love it. I still do.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just magnet fishing. It's a different relaxation, even though you're constantly working. Throwing a magnet, reeling it in, throwing a magnet, pulling it in, and I do serious work. I pull big trash
Yeah,
trucks. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I've got a lot of places still that I'm right now. I've got my come along, and I've got chains, and I'm fixing to get some pulleys and stuff like that because
Right.
I got some big stuff to get up.
Now, how much? What's the pull weight on your magnet that you're using now? You're on a
38.
double sided
I use the Titan 3800
3800.
360.
That's what
That's the
is
top of
that
the line. That's the Kratos
the
Titan.
Kratos?
Yeah,
That's what Swamp Rat's using now.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Bad. Now, how expensive are those magnets?
I got mine a couple months ago, about 4 months ago, when they were on a pre-order and got them on sale. They're rough. They're under $200. They're.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what they are right now. I have to actually look. I can probably pull it up.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said like.
Who is that?
Oh,
Metal detecting with Jared accidentally dropped his metal detector in the water and broke it.
oh.
So he has one that's not a waterproof. PA Relic Hunters, welcome to the show. And Squirrel Magnet Fishing and Ray Ray. Ray Ray has arrived. Yeah, he's really late to the show. You know, he's a slacker. That's what.
That's Ray. That's
Yeah, Ray is a slacker. That's it. Yeah. I want to go metal detect with those guys over at the PA Relic Hunters. Man, those guys are finding some great stuff out there in the woods in Pennsylvania.
It's saying right now, the Titan 2.0 360 is $194.
Okay.
It says on sale.
Okay.
Or you can use my discount code of SWFL and get 12% off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna remember that because
anything through Kratos SWFL will give you 12% off discount code. Because I'm affiliated with Kratos.
I won't be buying any magnets for a while, but I'm always looking ahead. And I've made a plan for the summer that's kind of an open plan because I'm gonna have to do some cancer treatment up there in New York, and I don't know how that's going to affect me yet. I've had treatments that didn't affect me in a huge way, and I've had treatments that were absolutely wretched. So, but I'm planning to go out as often as I can metal detecting. I do have a couple of places on the lake that I plan to get my pulse dive out and go metal detect. I have an 1830 train station that had a pier, and the owner of that property has given me permission to dive the old pier. So in the 1830s, they would go out there and chuck a dime in the water and make a wish, or chuck a largie in the water and make a wish.
You never know.
He said he's in the time that this family they've owned this train station for about 60 years. They've never had anyone ask to metal detect. They've never seen a metal detectorist. I have an exclusive permission for that property. So
6 mules to the gallon.
6 meals to the gallon. That's right, Ray. It's horrible. Oh my God. No, I don't get 6 meals to the gallon. The other dentist gets 6 meals. I get 7 to 10 meals. Yes. That's right. And my mules are prettier. They wear lipstick.
Oh. Okay,
wow.
Dennis, it's getting late. I gotta go get something to eat, and
yeah,
I'm
me
get out
too.
of here and recheck my air conditioner, make sure it ain't making noises and all that. And
well, I appreciate you.
Sure, nobody was here, so I said,
this is the longest.
Slap that guy back there. Hey.
All right, that's it.
All right, Cynthia. See you later. See you later, Ray.
See you later, buddy.
Who else is in here? Let me see who else is in here. I don't know.
Plugs for days, Cynthia, Jared, Ray.
Bye, everybody.
I'm
gonna get out.
Thank you, buddy.
Dennis. No problem.
See you, Dennis. PA Relic Hunter, Squirrel Magnet Fishing, digging up the Carolinas. It's been a nice crowd tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming in. Next week, I'll put up a link to my PayPal and I'll put something in the description regarding what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Plugs for Days, you and I can chat a little bit more about this and maybe come up with something. Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight. I really appreciate you being here. Smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. And if you didn't, smash the thumbs down. I don't care. Um, um, I'll be back on Friday morning at 9 a.m. for another edition of Coffee with Cancer. For those of you who didn't get to see this earlier, this is my KG4 Silver Crown, found last year in New York State. Easy digging, welcome to the show. We're almost done here. It's an 1821 Silver Crown, only made for 2 years, 21 and 22. Extremely rare coin. Hopefully I can make a deal and get this thing sold, or something. Lane has a guy that's really interested in it. Big old fat chunk of silver. Nice heavy coin. Listen to it clunk. It's got a good clunk. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming by. I'll see you all again tomorrow, Friday at 9 a.m. and next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic evening. We'll see you on the next show.